Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. Natgas is currently very nicely following the primary expectation. Currently my expectation is, and I'm going to show you an alternative as well, which I think might actually become the primary. But at the moment the view is that this here was a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finished here a wave 1, and we have also completed a wave 2, and we are now already in the wave 3. But the wave 3 has subwaves as well, and in these subwaves we say that this was wave 1, we're now coming down in 2 of 3, and the next move up will be wave 3 of 3. That would be a very bullish view. To make this work, we would have to hold support at $5.80. We're very close to support already. Looking at it, if I zoom in a little bit, it means that wave 1 was finished here on the 26th of September at around $9.30. We then had our ABC pattern here, came down in a wave 2 to $5.35, and then we moved up in a wave 1. Came down in an A, moved up in a B, and came down in a C, wave C of 2 not finished yet. In this scenario, we projected to find support here in this region between $5.83 roughly and $7.70. I highlighted to you in previous videos that we might get into a wave 4. Now this is very likely a wave 4 at the moment, at least it looks like it, and we can say that this was maybe an A, B, C, D, E, and we would break down next. So basically an Elliott wave triangle. In a wave 4, very typical, and then we would come down in 5, that should finish off 3 in yellow, and there will be a wave 4 retracement in yellow and a wave 5 down. That is likely as long as we stay above 585. But I also acknowledge that we might be losing the space here, because if this is 3 and there will be one more leg down, then 4 and 5, we should hold that 582 level. That would be important. If we don't, then it's most likely not this wave 2 anymore. To be fair, we've already retraced a little bit too much anyway. I mean, if I look at this FIB levels, we haven't dropped below the 78.6% FIB level yet, but we've retraced quite a bit already. And that 582 level is the 88.7% FIB level, but I am a bit concerned that we might lose the space here and we might shift into a different scenario. So the other scenario that I've got, which is a short term a little bit more bearish, but would eventually also lead to basically similar price projection. It would just allow us to drop a little bit lower than 582. Well, in this scenario, I see this as a diagonal pattern, and the wave, basically the last wave to fulfill wave 1 here would be a diagonal pattern, right? So we would see the wave 1 as peaked here, and I would count this as a 3-wave move, and I would see all of this as basically a wave A, then here the wave B, and here a wave C. In that wave 1 was finished here, and we're currently then coming down in wave 2, meaning that wave 2 wasn't actually finished here, it will be finished here, and that this wave 1 shifted from over here to over here. And that means we are in a wave 2 correction, which, to be honest, in terms of the proportions, is not an unlikely scenario. Now, what would that mean? So let me first shift that back, because at the moment I keep it the alternative, but it might very well become very real. It means that if we do it like that, this particular move would take us possibly down into the region between 428 and 494. So it allows for lower levels, which means should we really go below the 582 level, we can drop quite a bit further. No, actually, 1 second, I would need to draw the fibs from down there. So because if I see all of this as a diagonal pattern, I would have to do that. No, 1 second. I have to draw the fibs from down there. So we have actually, let's say, an even more bearish target. That could even take us down into the region, I would say, between the 61.8% FIB level, 477, possibly all the way down to 248, the 88.7% FIB level, even though I think the 334 level, which is the 78.6% FIB level, is already going to provide a lot of support. So that allows for lower levels here, where we see the last wave here, the wave 5, as so all of this as a diagonal, where you can count all of these subwaves as 3 waves. And then obviously the last wave, the 5th wave, is also one, A, B, C, a very clear one actually, as you can see. So we would have here, because this is a wave 1, you can see the entire wave 1 as a diagonal pattern, but if you count one wave, you have to count them all as 3. So A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, and then here, very importantly, that last wave, A, B, C, and that would finish off that wave 1, and we're coming down in wave 2, all right? So that would then afterwards lead to a wave 3 to the upside. Similar structure, it just means that wave 2 wasn't finished yet, so that wave 2 will be finished here. So white wave 2 wasn't finished here, it is going to be finished here, which allows for lower prices. So I think that is certainly a scenario we need to have on the radar here. At the moment, I'm simply observing it. It's not my primary expectation because these diagonal patterns, they are not very reliable. But let's see, it is certainly something that has relevance that we need to observe. And if we see we have a big risk of dropping below that 580 level, then this is probably going to become the primary expectation, which means on the long side here, I'd be very careful at the moment and have to be prepared for still lower prices and waiting for basically a confirmed bottom before going in here long more aggressively. Okay, and that's my update about Natgas. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please also check out my main channel, More Crypto Online. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.